Welcome everyone. Welcome to MasTaekwondo.com. Specifically, welcome to Full Access Show. It's for me a pleasure to have you all here joining us again to one more show, the third one actually. It's in the new season of Full Access. So for us, it's really a pleasure to have you all joining us through all this long career, but new season of Full Access and of course of MasTaekwondo.com. And today we have a very special guest with us. But before, I would like to mention you that you don't forget to follow us on all the social media. You know, we are having this show through Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and remember also we will have it on all the podcasts you will find everywhere, so you can't miss it. Remember that all the time and at every moment we will have important and new information through MasTaekwondo.com, worldwide leader on Taekwondo information. Again, it's for me a pleasure. I'm happy to introduce to bronze medalist of the London Olympic Games, and also have to say that many medals on her career. Also bronze medalist on the World Championships in Chelyabinsk, Russia. Silver medalist and on the World Championship in Muju, and many great results, as I mentioned. It's with us, Paige McPherson. Paige, welcome to Full Access. Thank you very much for joining us. How are you?
I am good, and you?
I'm pretty good. Happy to have you here. It's for us an honor to have, after all I said, actually, the most important, at the moment, you're already qualified, but before the qualification tournament, you were already qualified to the Tokyo Olympic Games. So let's start. First, thank you for joining us. Talking about how have you been taking all this time through the pandemic, training, how's it been going after a year, the qualification tournament?
Yeah, it's been such a crazy and unique time for all of us. So I think there is no specific way in how to handle this. Honestly, I've been taking it month by month. Like you just mentioned, it's been a year, and specifically right now, it's been a year or so since I've competed the last time. So overall, I'm doing great. I've been training still. It's been a blessing in disguise just because I've been able to solely work on my skill set, recover from the 4 years of grinds to get to the top 6. And as you can see, I've been traveling. I'm currently in a hotel in LA. I'm going to do a YouTube series with the IOC. That's all I can say for now. But, honestly, I'm just enjoying it, taking the positives with the negatives, and overall preparing myself to get the gold in Tokyo.
Yeah, that's great. And thank you for sharing with us that you are in this big project of IOC. Of course, it's motivating for everyone in Taekwondo world, of course, because, to have such a big star, that can share her knowledge and experience to all the people that actually starting on Taekwondo or actually already have a career. That's just great news. And thank you for sharing this initiative that IOC is having and it's about to start.
Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. It should be fun. So, but right now, I actually have to quarantine a couple days in advance. So very interesting. We'll see.
So you have to do quarantine now, even if you're traveling to another state only?
Yeah. So I'm here in LA, and I'm quarantined for 3 days. It's just for precautions, of course. That COVID is present. But yeah, they're just trying to make the right decisions, make the right protocol so that everyone's safe.
Okay. Have you taken the vaccine already, or how is that situation there now?
I haven't personally taken the vaccine, although it was recommended by our medical staff that we should start to, take the steps in getting the vaccine. I'm not sure if it's going to be mandatory for Tokyo, but we'll see.
Okay. So, but you don't have any restriction from the medical department of U.S. Taekwondo, right? To get it.
No, I have no restrictions. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Paige, what do you think is difference? What is the difference that made you qualify through the ranking, and from all those who couldn't do it, and had to go to the qualification tournament? Do you think that it was the preparation you had for those events you assist before? All of those events you won, you earned points for the ranking. What's the difference between all those things?
Oof, I would say honestly, I was just a little bit ahead of everyone, especially in my weight division. There are so many exceptional athletes, and as you have seen in the past years, our medalists from podium to non-contender are just a sliver ahead. There's never been like this dominant necessarily athlete in our division, and so fortunate for me, I kind of started my journey early, right after Rio, qualifying for Rio. Just turn out another Olympics, and I think that piece or focus on being present at that time really allowed me to perform to my best ability. And so when I was able to go to World Championships, the Grand Prix, Panam Championships, Panam Games, I was solely in the moment, and I took off all those pressures of having to qualify, and I ended up doing very well. And I think there are certain things that I give credit to myself. I'm not necessarily the most talented athlete in my division, as in, although I am good at what I do, I'm not necessarily an athlete that has an advantage. I'm not taller, I'm not bigger, etc. And so it really comes down to my work ethic, my mindset, and just overall perseverance through the hard times. And because of those things, I've gotten to where I am, where I was fortunate to qualify top 6. Literally, the last Grand Prix final was when I secured my spot. So it's been a journey.
Of course it is. I mean, it's such a nice words, motivating for all those athletes that want to be like you, because you have a lot of fans that you are inspiring to many athletes, So it's really nice to see how hard have you been working all those years. So we know then, of course, that from many years ago you've been training in Miami, right? In peak performance. How important is to have that kind of atmosphere for training? And of course, we send very kind regards to Juan Moreno. But tell us a little bit how important it is to have the perfect atmospheres between coach, athletes. How does it work?
Well, first and foremost, I think the team behind you is one of the pillars or foundations to any successful journey. Peak performance, even when I first started it, it was one of the high performing facilities in the US. And so when I moved there, I was surrounded by national champions, very exceptional athletes in US. And then a lot of international athletes started to come here to Miami and train. And so I just think peak performance is not just a club. It's a family. It's a movement where athletes and coaches, their sole desire and focus is to get on the podium at the Olympic Games and do it the right way, the grinding way, no cutting corners, nothing. And so Juan Moreno himself, as you know, a former 3-time Olympian, silver medalist, and he embodies what it is to be a champion. And so it was inevitable that I go there and train there, and it ended up being successful for me as well.
That's a great message. Yes, thank you, Paige. Yeah, it's very important. Yes, the whole team that works together with you. That's what you say. I mean, it's not only one person job at this moment. You have a whole team working together to accomplish the goals you want to have, right? And in this case, it's the Olympic Games, right? And, yeah, just to close this section of the interview, this part of the interview, what do you think? How do you see after 1 year of Olympic Games postponed? How do you see that? How do you imagine these Olympic Games? Do you see yourself at the village? It's. I mean, for me, it's difficult to imagine because. I'm thinking athletes will be in bubbles, some kind of bubble, that will travel, in a bus directly to the venue, and then all the tests. How do you imagine that competition, even without the spectators and so on, right?
Oof. It will be very interesting, just because first and foremost, I've had the pleasure of going to 2 previous Olympics, and so I understand like the environment and the pressure surrounding an Olympic Games. And like you said, the spectators, the noise, the location, it all has an effect on your performance. And so it will be a little bit different because there won't be any spectators, and it honestly will replicate a normal competition in a sense that we don't have such a big crowd at these Grand Prix or any of these other locations. I think at the end of the day, it will be a very special Olympics because everyone that kind of had a ramp up had to stop. And so everybody had to kind of start over. And it will just come down to, again, who wants it the most. And it will be, I think, honestly, even more exciting because, again, we've had a whole year to prepare for this. And at the same time, we won't have those exterior factors in the way this time. So, some of the best fights are at those small little opens, right? When there's no pressure, there's no big crowds, and you're just able to do what you love. And so I'm excited for it. It's going to be exciting regardless.
Yeah. Anyways, it will be, of course, it's Olympic Games. So with or without the crowd, athletes will feel, I think, the same feeling, right? Inside, and then it will go for the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, Paige, it's time to do a quick pause, and then we will be back to start a couple of games here at Full Access. Wait for a little bit. Let's get ready because we are doing it.
Okay.
How's it going? My name is Alfauno. I know English is not my native tongue, but the word on the street is that MasTaekwondo.com has a new YouTube channel with interviews, capsules, live stream, event coverage, and the best exclusive content regarding the most relevant athletes, coaches, and politicians of the moment. There's a link below. Please go check it out.